Tyler, thanks very much. The minutes show that participants at the Fed meeting in May agreed the Fed should move, quote, expeditiously towards neutral. Most judged a 50 basis point increase likely, quote, appropriate at the next couple of meetings. That meant the meeting they raised 50 at plus a couple more. And this is the line that stood out for me. They said a restrictive stance on monetary policy may well become appropriate. That means raising the rate above neutral to try to reduce economic growth. The Fed acknowledged the challenges of fighting inflation and keeping labor markets strong, a polite way of saying that they could not assure, for example, a soft landing. The Fed, they did say, however, they should assess the risk to the economy later this year from rate hikes. That is sort of embracing this idea that Raphael Bostic has put out lately about getting to neutral and then looking around. A number supported selling the mortgage-backed securities after the runoff is well underway, and several saw potential for, quote, unanticipated effects in financial markets from the runoff of the balance sheet. And there was concern also about Treasury market liquidity and the risk in commodity markets, or the risk from commodity markets from higher prices. On inflation, some worried that inflation expectations could become unanchored. Many expected a tight labor market and wage pressure to continue for some time. New inflation pressures were seen from China as well as the Ukraine war. Higher wages and input prices were being passed on to the consumer, and inflation risks were skewed to the upside. Overall, however, there was a positive outlook for GDP growth both in this quarter and for this year that was seen moderating this year relative to last year. So I think the headline that stood out to me, Tyler, from these minutes here was this idea that there seems to be widespread support on the committee, from what I could read, for the idea that it may well be appropriate to raise rates above neutral and create a restrictive policy.